coverage of the National Football League brings us to historic Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Here's the scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Los Angeles Chargers. Pulls it in at the 13. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. To throw is Jackson. Sliding out of the pocket. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Ravens are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Joey Bosa in on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grab.
And this is caught. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there for L.A. Eckler will take this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Taylor. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
They go play action with Jackson. Out to his left. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point by Gain is up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak can have them out out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On second down, Eckler. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Herbert. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 33. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Still 9 remaining on second down. They go play action now. Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They'll come up now on second and a yard. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Third and 2, here's Jackson. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. They'll throw on first down with Jackson, rolling to his right. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 13. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here, 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reaction to those guys back on the back seven, phenomenal.
The Charger drive about to get going. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
At the 41-yard line.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And that's incomplete.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden with it because they feel like they have to play perfectly as well. Let's just go out there and get them is the idea.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Play action. It's Herbert. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. Looking to throw again on second down. Herbert. And that's going to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. On the give, this is Eckler. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Flushed out right. That is caught by Lamb. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 40.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Here's Jackson. Open man Lamb. It's complete. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Now it's Jackson. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. We saw a lot of that a week ago defensively from him. AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Just always seems to be around the football.
I like your observation there. Understands the game, understands positioning, can put himself in the right spot, and then make a play on the football.
On 2nd down now. It's Taylor. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Gay's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Another try after the first down sack.
Herbert, he'll get this out wide to Eckler.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Going to throw on third down with Herbert.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up.
On is the Chargers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away.
All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return.
And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's third down. Jackson. He's going to look deep for more. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 26. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. From the 50, here's Herbert. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Herbert setting up to throw on first down. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
Austin Eckler
with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the interception by the Chargers D leads to a touchdown. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes it a 17-10 score.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 67 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Buying time to his left. Got a man complete. It's Taylor. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Taylor. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Here's Taylor again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will tie our game here in the 3rd. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their lead has evaporated in this 3rd quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They started on the ground with Eckler. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Herbert. Going deep here for Watkins. And this is caught at the 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Quez Watkins. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Play action. Now Jackson. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. From the gun, Jackson. Being chased out left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. And now here is another interception.
picked by Kenneth Murray. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. That's taken in by the tight end McKinney. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
A gain of 15. First down, Chargers.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running on first down, Eckler. About 3 yards there to the 27.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. 42 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. The handoff, it's Eckler. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
At the 3-yard line.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Ball at the 6, 3rd and goal. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. A fairly short kick from the 14. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 4-yard line.
2nd and 8. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And this one complete to Smith. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. Forced out to his left. And Herbert going to slide to a stop, and he has a first down. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. His throw complete right side to the tight end Parham. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big gain that time for the Chargers. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Herbert. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone.